Hey guys, this is Ron with Off-Road Overland Camping, and today I'm going to give you an update on my Jeep since I've had it out of the shop for about a year now. Last year was in the shop for 6 weeks because the turbo went out in my brand new JL diesel after 18,000 miles. It was in the shop at the dealer for 6 weeks. They basically had to remove the frame, the body from the frame to get to the turbo, to replace the turbo. Talk about a nightmare. Since then, everything's been running great. Haven't had any problems. I definitely learned a lot in this last year with having a diesel versus a gas engine. Gas engine, super easy. Change the oil every 10,000 miles. It's pretty simple. Diesel, totally different ball game. You definitely gotta babysit a little bit more. That's the only downfall I don't like about having the diesel. Other than that, with this diesel though, everything's been going great. Basically, I change the oil every 5,000 miles. I change the water filter for the water filter for the motor. That's probably about every other oil change, so that's about 10,000 miles. And then also definitely have to keep the air filter clean. That's super important with the diesel. They're super finicky. And then the last thing that I do is every time I fill up with diesel fuel, I add an additive to the fuel. Tony at Genrite taught me. I had no idea, but these vents in your hood actually cool the motor. They actually work. So what I did with mine is cut out the holes. I cut off the piece of plastic that's here, and it's actually functional. When you get it from the dealer, they're closed. You don't even know that it's just there for looks. So this is pretty cool. It definitely keeps the motor a little bit cooler. Your motor runs pretty hot, so this is something that I don't know if a lot of people know about, but that's how I did mine, and it works great. So on my Jeep, I got rid of the steel stock bumpers that came with the Jeep. I know a lot of people love those things. I personally didn't like them at all. One thing that I didn't like about them is I have a 12,000 pound Warn winch on my diesel Jeep, and the thing I didn't like about it is the winch is pretty big, as you can see here. It was too hard to reach in to get the bolts to bolt the winch to the bumper. So I didn't like that at all with the stock bumper, and they could have made it a little bit better. What I like about this bumper, however, is this bumper is 100% aluminum. So with this bumper, it only weighs 20 pounds. Talk about the stock bumper, that thing weighs 100 pounds, 70 to 100 pounds. So it's super heavy. This bumper here, 20 pounds, I can pick this thing up with one hand, no problem. I had my bumper powder coated in black. Looks killer with the Jeep. You can have your bumper powder coated any color you want. And then also what they do is they add this steel guard on the bottom. So this definitely helps your bumper from getting thrashed. So, and then these holes here, just, vents for cooling or whatnot. So, and then you get the cool Genrite logo there. So, love the bumper. Came out great. The other thing I did on my Jeep is I added these KC lights. So those are pretty cool. Those are my new fog lights. And then up top, I've got the ditch lights. I just got to point them to the outside of the vehicle, not pointing straight out. So other than that, that's pretty much it there. Another thing that I did with my Jeep is I had Genrite add this rock slider. This rock slider is great for overlanding, because what I really like about it is you get about a 3-inch, this is about 3 inches wide of foot space. So if you got to get on top of the Jeep, you got plenty of room to stand. It doesn't hurt your foot. So that's another plus. I also had them add this guard here, this aluminum guard. What the guard is if you're wearing boots and you get up here on your Jeep, you don't kick the bottom of the doors. It doesn't ruin the bottom of the door. So just another added protection, and it's aluminum, so that's pretty light. This bumper, however, this thing is steel. This thing's heavy. but it's definitely a lot of protection. I had mine welded on. You can have it bolted on if you want, but I figured, man, let's just weld that thing on. I'm not gonna remove it. It looks killer with the Jeep. Has a good look, and it works great for overlanding. The next thing I added from Generate Off-Road is I also added the rear bumper. The rear bumper is awesome. What I like about the rear bumper is I like how it's all put together. It's got great welds on it, looks super nice, super clean. You could tell they put a lot of craftsmanship into building this thing. It's got the cool Generate logo there in the back. You can add a different color if you want when you install it. I like that. Also, it's got these cool hooks. These hooks here are bolted right into the frame, so those things aren't moving at all. You could also have your sensors put in as well, so that's kind of a cool feature. And then this metal piece that you see, this is a steel plate. This thing here is for added protection when you're hitting when you're hitting things, it doesn't thrash the back of the bumper. But what I really like about this bumper is on the bottom, they took time, they built it right. They brought the bumper all the way to the back. It covers the seam of the vehicle. I've seen a lot of these bumpers where they'll build it, but they forget they leave this part here open, and then you gotta buy another piece that protects the seam. So this is one cool thing. I like how Generate put all that together. Came out really cool. It's got a lot of protection. The other rear bumper that I had, the stock steel bumper, that thing was like about 120 pounds, easy. That thing took like 2 hands to lift up. It was super heavy. Talk about, bogging your Jeep down with more weight. The last thing I want to do with my Jeep is add more weight. So my goal here, I want to keep my Jeep as light as possible. It rides a lot better on the highway. It rides better on the trails when it's not super heavy. Your stuff's not getting beat up, versus, I see a lot of guys, they pack up so much weight on their rigs that it just doesn't maneuver right. You could tell as they're going through the trail. Kit, I've got the Nomad wheels. These wheels are awesome when you want to air down the Jeep. The tires only takes about 90 seconds to air down. Each tire is already set to about 15 pounds, so it's super fast when I want to air down my tires. That's great. I also did the Falcon shocks. You can kind of see it right there. It's kind of hard. Here you go. These are awesome shocks. Haven't had any problems with these whatsoever. On the back, I have guards to protect the bottom of the shock. So that's great there. In the back, I do the 100 seat delete, goose gear seat delete. It's kind of messy right now, but you get the picture. It's kind of cool. It's kind of makes it like a truck. So I really like that. Here's my refrigerator. I keep the towel here just to keep it, a little bit of air could go in here, so it doesn't, smell like mold or whatever. Down here I have a camp. What's it called? A Cook Partners camp stove. Boy, it's hard to do with one hand. There it goes. Here's my stove. So that's pretty cool there. I don't use the stove too much. Lately I've been using a jet boil, so it works really fast, really easy to use. I did pick up these cool cargo, what do you call them? Storage containers for the Jeep. This is actually a pretty cool, this is pretty cool to have on your Jeep. This is like a dead space. Nothing is there. So what I like about it is I could put, what I have in here. I have, what I got recovery gear and stuff like that. Stuff that's easy to get to that I need. I don't really have to dig too far in to get. So that's pretty cool. I still got to take off the tag. So a little lazy there. Up top, I have this thing here is for my cooking gear, my utensils and stuff like that. Okay, I got a lot of people that ask me, what do you take when you go camping? I'm pretty much a minimalist. I don't really take that much stuff. I did get one of these cool bags. They do fit on the top of my goose gear refrigerator. Fits perfectly. So, and what I do with this is I have all my cooking stuff in here. I've got my jet boil. That's what I do all my cooking with. Here's the fuel. I've got coffee. I've got plates. I've got pans. It's super easy. It's super compact. That's what I like about it. Jetboil, I could cook a steak. I could cook bacon and eggs. I could cook anything with that Jetboil. Coffee, you name it. So I cook all kinds of things with my Jetboil. And what I like most about it is it's super compact. I don't have to bring a big, massive propane tank. So that's how I have the back of my Jeep set up. And I also sleep in the back of my Jeep, so I don't have a rooftop tent like a lot of other guys do. I thought about getting that, but I'm still on the fence. Maybe I'll get one in the future. I'm not sure yet. One thing I definitely want to talk to people about when they get these bigger tires, when you start going big on your Jeep, a lot of people don't really think about is brakes. You're still running the stock brakes, you're still running the stock rotors, but then you get these big tires, you got more weight. You might have your rooftop tent, that's more weight. You might have all your gear and pat in the back, that's even more weight. But the one thing that you lose is you lose stopping power. When you're on the trail, you're gonna have problems with stopping. So what I did, I went to TerraFlex, talked to the guys at TerraFlex, to say, hey, what do you have for a better brake system? I went ahead and I upgraded my brakes, and I went with the larger rotors on my wheels, and I also changed out my pistons. They have, on the stock JLs, they have a 2-piston for the brakes. The new TerraFlex has 4 pistons. So now I've got 4 pistons per wheel with larger rotors and new pads. So my braking power is definitely increased and can handle the 37-inch wheels. So that's something you definitely want to think about when you're putting on the bigger tires on these rigs. Is you're on an obstacle, you're in the snow, or you're on a hill or whatever, and you got to stop. They just don't stop, and I had that same problem with my other Jeep. I had to change the rotors and get a bigger rotor system. But yeah, this is the way to go with these types of wheels. Suspension. With my suspension, I went with the Alpine IR from TerraFlex. The reason why I chose this suspension versus other suspensions is what I like about it is all the joints are lifetime guarantee, and they don't wear out. If they do wear out, no big deal. Just get a hold of TerraFlex and you get a new set. So that part I like. Also, what I did on the bottom is I also had my shock mounts, or my mounts all re-welded on. I did the Artec guards for my shock mounts and things like that, so it helps protect the Jeep. And then on the bottom, what I did is I did the Artec aluminum skid all the way down. I have a full belly skid on the bottom of this Jeep, so this thing is fully protected. Let's see if I could show you. I went with aluminum. A lot of guys say that aluminum's not going to work. It's not that great. The reason why I went with aluminum on this one here is because it's lightweight, number one. They use a special type of aluminum on the skids to where when it gets stuck up on the rocks, it's not a big deal. It just slides right off the rock. So you don't have those problems of it getting stuck. Also, the aluminum is flexible. So it sustains its same configuration. It doesn't, steel, you hit a rock, you're gonna have a nice dent in there. So aluminum, you don't have that problem. And then one other thing I would definitely recommend when you're doing your build is on your springs. You definitely want to get bump stops. I know a lot of people don't get bump stops. I got the bump stops in mine. What the bump stops do is that's going to save your springs. So when you're hitting the trail and you're hitting the trail hard, it's definitely going to help you not thrash your springs. The springs and the shocks are going to help you, but those bump stops, these are 4 times stronger than the stock bump stop. So that's a lot better. And I could air down about 15 pounds. I could hit the bumps. I could hit them pretty hard, and I never bottom out on this Jeep. So, I'd have to really hit a bump super hard to bottom out on this. So, you know, you want everything to be built. You want to be nice and tight, strong, to where you don't have problems. So there you go, guys. That's the update on the Jeep. So far, so good. Probably my next upgrade is probably going to get a new antenna for my ham radio, because this little puny one I have doesn't really go that far. I could probably get about 3 miles out of it. My ham's got a distance of 50 miles before I start hitting repeaters and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's probably my next upgrade. Try to, you know, keep it light.